We're always being told to just learn more, right? Absorb more facts. But what if that's kind of missing the point? What if the real goal isn't just to know more, but to build a better structure for understanding everything? Today, we're going to talk about the architecture of learning, how you can build a mental framework that actually turns all that noise out there into real clarity.
The biologist E.O. Wilson. Man, he just hit the nail on the head with this one. It's the perfect paradox for our time, isn't it? We have access to more information than literally any human being who has ever lived. And yet, wisdom, the ability to use all that information well, it feels like it's slipping through our fingers. It's like we're data rich, but wisdom poor.
So what do we do about this? Seriously. In a world that is just a nonstop fire hose of feeds and headlines and hot takes, how do we get past just hoarding facts and actually start building real, lasting wisdom? All right, so let's just dive right into this challenge head on. We are absolutely swimming in a sea of information. But let's be honest, most of it is just temporary. It's tweets, it's headlines, it's trends. The real skill today isn't remembering it all, it's learning how to filter out that noise and lock onto the stuff that actually matters.
I think we really need to reframe what learning even is. This isn't just some chore you do to get a job, This is fundamental to being human. It's the engine for our growth, for our joy, and maybe most importantly, for our freedom.
And the philosopher Spinoza, he got this. He really got this. To truly understand the world, that's how you own your own mind. It's your best defense against being manipulated, against getting swept up in groupthink. So in that sense, every single time you truly learn something, it's an act of liberation. Okay, so if learning is liberation, how do we do it? How do we get there? Well, it all starts with the foundation. I want you to think about it like this. Your mind is a garden. You can't just toss seeds on concrete and expect a forest to grow, right? You have to prepare the soil first. And your mental environment, right? It can either be this rich, fertile soil, or it can be poisoned ground. On the one side, you've got everything you need for growth, humility, curiosity, independence. But on the other, you've got these toxins, things like conformity and consensus traps that will choke out learning before it even has a chance. The quality of your mental soil, that determines everything that comes next.
So let's dig into that a little bit. What is this fertile soil actually made of? Well, it's an active mindset. Humility, that's not about being weak. It's just being real about the fact that you don't know everything. Curiosity, that's the engine. That's the joyful part. Independence is having the guts to think for yourself, even when it's uncomfortable. And principles? That's the bedrock you build everything on. And this quote, wow, this is such a powerful reminder of what that poison soil looks like, especially that consensus trap. We've all felt it, that pull to just go along with what's popular. But just because an idea has a million fans doesn't make it true. Real learning often demands the courage to stand apart from the crowd.
Okay, so once we've prepared that fertile soil, now we can actually start planting the seeds. And this brings us to the actual process of learning. It's not just this one magical moment. We can actually break it down into 5 distinct stages. You can really think of this as the whole journey of learning. It all ignites with a tiny spark of curiosity. That spark then fuels this big journey of exploration. And as we're out there exploring, we start to see connections. We start to grasp a bigger picture. That's comprehension. Then comes the really hard part, distillation, cutting through the noise. And finally, you take that core idea and you weave it into the fabric of your life. It all starts with stage 1, curiosity. This is the engine. It's everything. It's that fundamentally human thing of just asking why, that a machine can't fake. It's not a chore. It's finding pure delight in the mystery of it all. So from that spark, you move into stages 2 and 3, which are all about exploration and then comprehension. You're wandering out into the unknown, just collecting all these scattered puzzle pieces. And then comprehension, that's the aha moment. That's when all those scattered pieces suddenly click together and you can finally see the picture. Now this next stage, distillation, this might be the most important one of all, especially today. This is the art of filtering, of separating the signal from all the static. The investor Charlie Munger had great advice on this. Take a simple idea and take it seriously. This is where you find that simple, powerful core. And that brings us to the final stage,
Incorporation. This is where information stops being just information and becomes transformation. It's that incredible point where an idea isn't just something you know anymore, it's something you live. It's part of how you operate. It actually changes how you see and interact with the world.
And all of this, right, this whole architecture, it leads us to the ultimate goal. We're not doing all this work just to collect a pile of knowledge. We're trying to build something so much more valuable: wisdom.
Leonardo da Vinci said it best, didn't he? Just knowing something isn't enough. There's this huge gap between theory and practice, between saying you're willing and actually doing the thing. Wisdom is the bridge that closes that gap. It's knowledge in action.
So what is wisdom really? It's not about being the smartest person in the room or winning a trivia night. It's knowledge that you have fully lived, that you've embodied in your actions. It's that beautiful moment when what you know truly merges with who you are.
And this is where it gets really interesting. It's kind of a paradox. The more you truly learn, the more you start to realize just how much you don't know. Real wisdom is incredibly humble. And being able to say, I don't know, isn't a weakness. It's the ultimate source of intellectual freedom and strength.
So, okay, after all this, preparing the soil, going through the stages, chasing wisdom, what's the payoff? What's left at the end of the day? What are the things that actually last?
Well, it turns out this whole process gives you 3 things that really truly last. The first is attention. You live a life that's more awake. You learn how to actually see the world around you. Second is love. You live a life that's more connected, with a deeper understanding of other people. And finally, wisdom. You live a life that's more whole, with clarity and humility. These are the things that endure.
So I guess we'll just leave you with this one final thought. All the facts we cram into our heads, all the headlines we scroll past, they're going to fade. The real question is, what is the architecture that you are building? When all that noise finally fades away, what will your learning have built that truly endures?